So what I want to talk about at the moment is our rock wall panels, and we'll show some close-ups of each of those. We sell them in two different ways. We sell them flexible and we sell them rigid. Typically, if you want them rigid, you can run water down them because we'll put fittings in them, and then they're waterproof for the water to run over the front of them. In this case, there's two outlets up the top here, or two sections in the mould where the water's meant to come down if we put a fitting in those. We don't offer the ponds that go under these, so you'll have to build your own pond out of liner and wood or whatever you're going to do. But we can walk you through that if you need to, but we don't actually have ponds that fit directly under these. If you are getting them in the flexible state, you can put water behind them, but there is holes in them. There's pinholes. So if you do that, what you'll need to do is put a rubber liner at the back of that, and therefore if any water runs through the wall, it'll run onto the liner and end up into your pool, into your pond. Flexible state is like this. This is a bit of pecan tree as you say in America. Really flexible, as you can see. So there's some cool things you can do with that. Cover ugly posts in your house or in a building of some sort. Make around a bar. You cut this to different sizes and use it on the front of the bar. But this is how flexible all of them are when they don't have the foam on them. And this is really, really tough stuff, so you don't have to worry about breaking it. You can clean this with a steel brush. You can power wash it down, and it can be bent. So I've had places where, in actual fact, this wall panel behind me, the rock wall panel 2, a pub back in Australia, the guy used about 30-something sheets of this, and he created walls and caves and amazing things. He had like 5 of them in a row with vines going up so you couldn't see the joins and water running down it, and it was just a phenomenal effect. So when you do bend them and twist them and turn them upside down and put plants on them and vines, you don't really know it's the same wall panel. So you've got to be creative with that, but there is the ability to do that because they're flexible. Another thing that we offer to help with these walls is we have these planter rocks, and you can do nothing more than screw that onto the back wall there, and then you come along with some plants that could be real plants or artificial, fill that up. So what you're getting that getting the effect of greenery, plants, water if that's what you're going to do, dimension with the rocks sticking out, so you can really make yourself something pretty special in your home. Bring a bit of nature into your home. So we have this was the first one that I've made, and I made that about, I'd have to say 14 years ago in Australia. That's my rock wall panel 1 and 2. 1 is rigid, 2 is flexible. Then next to me here, which you'll see later, is a much thinner one. It's a rocky wall. It's a very, very flat sheet. It also the mould came from Australia. We haven't made that to run water down, so if you do want to run water, we need to discuss how that would happen, but there's no outlets like there is in this. The next wall is a Texas rock wall panel, and hopefully this is coming up on your screen where you'll see the Texas wall. It's a mould about 7.5 feet by 7.5 feet, and we have 3 outlets for water on that wall. Mind you, this wall is 10 feet by just over 6.5 feet. The rocky wall, which is the flatter one, is about 10 feet by 6 feet. The Texas wall, like I said, 7.5 feet by 7.5 feet. There's a rock wall panel 9, 10, 11 and 12. Basically it's the same wall turned flexible or foam, turned upside down or not. And it can run water as well, but it's about 8 foot by 6 feet, so it's a bit smaller. Then there's one last one, which is our rocket wall, and that's moulded from some formal cut sandstone out of Sydney, Australia, and I built a wall 8 foot by 6 feet with that, and we would cover a lot of the colour-bond fences back in Sydney, Australia with those, and you would just screw that onto the wall, and it's in a lighter colour, a white or a yellow colour in particular, and so that's the rocket wall. So look out for the rock wall panels, great to cover ugly areas and jazz up a boring fence or a boring wall in your house very, very quickly.